Let's talk about hunting while we're at it, because you mentioned the bow, you mentioned being out in nature. You talk about harvesting the animals. What do most people not understand about hunting? I.e., people say, why do you have to kill the animals? Why do you have to be cruel? You've heard it all. What don't we understand about what a hunter really is, what the experience of hunting adds to the individual? Tell us, Ted.
I find it heartbreaking that that question could possibly exist in anyone's mind since, I don't know, 1840. Only supports X amount of life. All habitat is no vacancy. All habitat, whether you're talking Botswana elephant habitat or you're talking Michigan swamp pheasant habitat, there's no vacancy. It's full. It's full because springtime, they're all having babies. And they've been doing this since the so-called Big Bang that God did, by the way. So the habitat will only support X amount of life. There's a season of harvest. It wasn't Ted Nugent's season. I didn't come up with this. There is a fall season of harvest. Maybe think Thanksgiving. It is a moral and spiritual, scientific obligation to harvest the surplus and utilize it as the greatest diet on planet Earth. It is an obligation to harvest the surplus in all habitats of all game animals, whether you're talking caribou or moose or lions or bears or pheasants or grouse or squirrels or woodchucks. It's already full up. They've all had babies come summer. Summertime is perfect. Vegetation habitat is in its optimum productivity in all given habitats. Weather has a huge role to play, and we adjust that scientific harvest accordingly. So you have to harvest the surplus, because in the winter, all that food that they needed through the summer is gone. Think death of winter. It's not, I didn't come up with that. There is a death of shit dies. The vegetation's gone. It's reduced by upwards of 190 to 100% in some locations. Talk to a polar bear, which, by the way, there's more polar bears today than there's ever been in the last 75 years. And the Inuits are increasing their bag limit every year. So the polar bears aren't crying and floating off on an ice floe to go to, it's just insane. So anyhow, so we harvest the surplus, and you can be this alive with venison as your diet. And venison is all game: caribou, moose, antelope, bear, cougar, ducks, pheasant, geese, grouse, woodcock, partridge, squirrels, rabbits. It's all good. It's delicious. You utilize that surplus because the winter habitat is gone. If you don't kill them and eat them, they're going to die. That surplus will die every winter. By reducing that population to a sustainable level for the winter habitat to keep them alive, which is a moral obligation, that nucleus population, come springtime, will start squirting out babies everywhere. I just went around my swamp here. I have a 1,000-acre swamp in Michigan. It's just so beautiful. And the turtles are all laying eggs, and the squirrels, all the little squirrels are popping out. There's rabbits everywhere. We'll shoot a bunch of rabbits. We'll shoot a bunch of squirrels. We'll eat some snapping turtles. There's pheasants everywhere. We'll shoot a bunch of pheasants, because in the winter, the habitat will only support some of them. So we'll eat some of them, because now they're going to have babies and they will flourish through the summer, and then we'll harvest the surplus in the fall. If you don't hunt, you don't have to. I've got you covered. But to attempt, and in many times they've succeeded, at curtailing hunting, the guarantee every time when you don't allow hunters to adequately and responsibly harvest that surplus, your tax dollars will go to government shooters to slaughter them in an irresponsible fashion. And when you have a glass of wine toasting animal rights, here, write this down. The vineyard operator killed every squirrel, every cat, every mouse, every vole, every shrew. That vineyard operator killed every dove, every pheasant, every grackle, every cardinal, every grosbeak, every titmouse. That vineyard operator killed everything to protect your grapes. So when you're doing a toast with a glass of wine for animal rights, you're responsible for about 1 billion dead things. This is hysterical. How fucking stupid can you possibly be? And by the way, just so everybody knows, my name is Ted Nugent. And if you even utter the words animal rights, I'm going to kill a whole bunch more stuff just for you, asshole.